What's up, y'all? You know what time it is?
It's about to be that time. We're here. Last official chapter of the year. So, it's only natural that, we fully expect this chapter to be monumental, right? Because in Oda's mind, this is the last chapter of the year. So he definitely wants us to, have something to go home with, something to enjoy the holidays with. And, let's see, what was it last year? Technically 999 was the last chapter of the year, right? And that ended with the information about Kaido's fruit, right? And then we got chapter 1000 early, but chapter 1000 was the first official chapter of the year, and that was, the reintroduction of Straw Hat Luffy. So technically we started with that. We started with focusing on Luffy. And I guess it makes sense to focus on that guy, though. Focus on that guy, though. Appreciate you joining the channel, man. I think we're focusing on the wings. And, last week we focused on Sanji versus Queen. And right before I started the stream, I did see JD Legends' thumbnail, and it had Zorro in it. So I can only imagine that this is a Zorro chapter. We did talk about this potentially being the Zorro versus King chapter, since the title of the last chapter was Sanji versus Queen. So let's get into this. I'm excited. I'm hoping that there's a little more than, just some Zorro stuff. But either way, we're here. Barry said, love the art on the wall. I've actually had this for a little bit, but I just had nowhere to put it. And it's like a cloth. I got it on Mandarake. And it's very cheap. All right. Sam, I can't believe 1000 was a year ago. Yeah, it really was a year ago. I mean, it lined up perfectly with, birth of my son. So I'm well aware of, how that chapter was ingrained, and now my son's about to be a year old. So. Oh, I just pulled it up. And the title, Zorro vs. King. Yeah, all right, that's cool. But I'm looking at this. This looks like a cover story. Are we finally getting a cover story, guys? For the Germa Kingdom? Limited cover series. Number 25, Volume 1. Escape Whole Cake Island. Oh. Oh, man. Guys, we're getting a Germa cover story. That's a W right there. That's a big dub. Gotta have it. Do you see this jacket? Oh man. My guy Vern W's in the chat. W's. He said, oh shoot. And shout out to Safama. Said, Randy throwing me a birthday hangout stream. Is it your birthday, bro? The gifts keep coming. Fire chapter today, Randy. Can't wait to see how you feel about it. Thanks to the Savage crew for making this past year of my life special. I appreciate that, man. And, and I'm appreciative to the whole Savage crew for, adding an additional special layer to this already special year, for Chrissy and I. And, I say it a lot, but I really do appreciate everybody that comes to to these streams, that comments. You know, I try to comment to everybody. You know, I inevitably miss some because the channel has grown. I used to like make it a thing to comment to everybody. I still love reading the comments. I try to read all of them too, and heart as many as I can. So appreciate that, Vern. Happy birthday. Throw some happy birthdays in the chat for my guy, Dave. AKA Vern. Oh, man. Yeah. Nobody put anything about Spider-Man. All right, I'm seeing Spider-Man when the stream is over. I don't want to know anything about it, and I don't want anybody else to see it. Yeah. So let's not even talk about Spider-Man. Okay. Thank you, that guy, though. I just saw your thing. He said that the chapter streams help him get through work. All right. We're over the initial... hype of the fact that cover stories are back. This is... And you know, and we talked about the potential of, you know, how cool would it be to get a Germa cover story, and now it's happening. This is awesome. Oof. Ooh. First page. First page.
It's about to get spicy. Bro, look, you got the heat on feet, bro. Except guys, it was food. Devil, it was spices. Certified drip. It's about to get spicy. Hey, look, he on feet,
A heavy blow. Crack. Snap. Hold on. Did my man just shoot Queen into the stratosphere? Is Queen about to go visit Enel on the moon? What? Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'm still on this panel of Queen, like, flying on top of, like, beyond Onigashima right now. Oh man, I wanted more lore, but this is incredible. This is a feat. This is heat on feet. Chitty Bang Bang said blasting off again. Yeah, Queen is blasting off again. Yeah, that might have to go in the analysis. Oh my god. This panel of Sanji just standing there with all of the white around him. You know, I love when Oda, like, utilizes empty space really well. Oh, the lurking legend. Second page. Squeak, squeak. Chuji! Sanji saved Chuji. Not that Chuji needed his help, because Chuji is the lurking legend. The, you know, the, like we said, he's the former warlord that cut off Zephyr's arm. He's the sixth Yonko. And we're getting the flashback to Sanji with feeding mice. Can we get the confirmation that this is the same mouth? Oh, man. Chuji, thank goodness. It's a bit dangerous back there, so I, thank you so much. Squeak, squeak. That failure, he's feeding mice again. Miss, are you really okay? Oh, we're taking it back to Alabasta. We're taking it back to Alabasta real quick. Skoldo, left brain tower, pleasure hall batter. Victor, Sanji. I hope they like really take it back to Alabasta and have it like typed against the screen in the anime. Someone help, he needs first aid. Okay, now we're getting to the Zorro stuff. Chuji's Pikachu? Yeah, definitely. Alright. I've got some Zorro OST in my ear right now. Bum, 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 bum. Look at this black lightning. Chin said Sanji pulled an iceberg. Yeah, got a little Tyrannosaurus in his pocket. Ooh, Zorro. The same sort of slash, the same sort of panel with King, except this time King has bled. Ooh, look at that smoke coming off of those swords. Oh, that mask is coming off, people. That mask is coming off. Oh. Wow. Just as I thought. When the flame on his back is out, he's faster. But his defenses get weaker. Ooh, the mask is off! Oh, man. Sorry. We're in Zorro Town now. Apron's over. Let's bring out our black blade. Whoo! This boy's out here looking like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character. No way. King's mask. So the rumors were true. Black wings, white hair, and dark brown skin. Oh god, the minority hunter Zorro agenda is going to be on fire after this. The world government is offering 100 million berries for any information on... No, wait, we didn't mean... Imperial Fire? Wait, is Kaido coming out of somewhere? What is this? This panel of... Alright. King's looking drippy. King is certified here. He's got the shirt out. Oh man, he's looking straight out of the Gilded Age right now. Oh, man. This is... Lucy B said, with no mask, he'd be too popular. What is going... Is Kaido interfering with this? Or is this... I'm really confused by this. Or is he making a dragon with his fire? With the slash? I'm going to have to come back to that. Alright, next page. The castle was already an inferno. That's also no way to treat your men. You'd be better focusing on me than throwing a tantrum. So the government's interested in your kind, huh? Want to tell me about your race? Ooh, that tattoo! Oh god, Twitter's probably talking about Dragon, aren't they? Daxa King's not dripping, he's leaking. Oh, man. Alright, yeah, Flame Dragon technique. Okay, alright. No! No, Zorro did not just ask this. Want to tell me about your race? I gotta see JD Legend's reaction after this. He's probably dying. Oh my god. Talk about Wiper. Wiper, yeah, okay. Alright. But the white hair is got me sort of intrigued because we didn't necessarily see any Dorans with Shandians with white hair, did we? Man. Should I bother? You'll be dead soon. Toot 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 toot. Does he have guns on his arm? Alright. Next page. Maxwell said Zoro really said educate me. Oh man. Alright. Got some panels of Zorro fighting King, Zorro fighting King. King getting the upper hand, King landing. Next page. I don't have much time. If we keep dragging this out, this sword will kill me. Yeah, I can't get over King. He just looks like he doesn't belong in this manga. This is just full Bishojo. Nico Olvia, interesting. I feel close to my limit too. His race being special doesn't change anything for me. We're in the same boat then. But you've had your time on top. Now you've got to make room for us. King of Hell. Santoryu. Don't get ahead of yourself. Kaido is going to be the next Pirate King. Tropical Island said, what do you mean he doesn't belong there? Alright, that could be taken out of context. I mean, the drawing style. Like, he just looks like something out of another anime. But now in this panel where he says Kaido is going to be the next Pirate King, now I see what people are saying about Wiper. He looks like almost exactly like Wiper in this panel. But this shot of him where he's saying I feel close to my limit, he just looks like he's just from a different like manga. Like JoJo's, Bizarre Adventure or something. Bishonen, yeah. Ooh, a little bit of a flashback. Here we go, people. It's about to get spicy.
It's about to get spicy.
I gotta put this volume back up.
It's about to get spicy.
You're a Lunarian. The government will never let you go. I saw their experiments to test your endurance. I'm leaving this place to form my own crew, so how about it? Are you in, guinea pig? So this kind of tracks with what I was saying about how King and Kaido probably met. It was probably when Kaido was getting experimented on himself. And yeah, so this tracks. Oh wow, King's really young here. Really think you'll be able to change the world? I'm the only one who can. Okay. That's something. The test subjects have escaped. Your name? Arbor. Arbor. Okay. All right. Shout out to young Arbor. You're too strong for a name like that. Call yourself king. Stand by me and I'll never sell you out. Alright. Okay. Today onwards, you're my right-hand man. Interesting. Another Purgatory Onigiri. Alright. Fire is burning, so that didn't make a scratch. Imperial Dragonfire. These flames are like magma. Yeah, that's kind of... This is kind of crazy that he can just... But then again, when Zorro does, his Dragon Twister, Oda does embellish it by putting a dragon at the end of it also. So I guess this tracks. Next page, great panel. Oh, he changed the sword into that, he basically went Soul Calibur with it. Alright. I won't let you take away my named blades. Alright. I'm digging this, guys. This is a good fight. This is a good fight. Sped up, that means I can cut him. Okay. Zorro using his brain. Bird dance. Whew, vivisected him. Zorro's a sav.
Savage.
Jeez. Keeps doing that cut down the center. Alright. Caught on to how my powers work. That's right. You ready to admit you've been beaten? Gotta be getting to the end of the chapter. I don't want it to end. Keep going. Show me other things. You're blocking now. But you said my attacks have no effect. You seem scared now. Kind of too inferior for you to have a prayer against me. That's the kind of thinking I hate most. I'll remember you as a decent swordsman. If you survive me, I'll scar you so bad you'll never forget. Alright, he's doing the big fire dragon again. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, Zorro's about to do something. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Double page spread. Santorio Ogi. 103 senses. King looking shook. Soaring Jigoku dragon. Even dragons can be slayed with a single swing. Wow. Well, there you go, ZKK, guys. Zorro kills King. And for all of the, wanted Ryuma parallels and all of that, King just so happened to, create a dragon out of fire. So Zorro was able to go ahead and do that. Right, so there we go. Wow. Yep, Monsters callback. Wow. 10:35. End. I like King a hell of a lot better without his mask on. His drip level. Oh yeah, he went from. Yeah. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Broke his sword. Look at that. I'm looking at the color page, and I can see things a lot better here. Cut his wing off. Oh my god. The savagery.
Savage.
Oh man. Call the cops on this man. Gotta make the adjustment. Ugh. King, all right, so shout out to Nick Can't Snipe said, King's attack taking the form of his rescuer / captain. Chef's kiss. Zorro got to chill with the race stuff. ZKK came true in the weirdest way, huh? Yeah.
Savage.
Oh. Come on.
Savage.
That guy, though, said both wings of the Pirate King took flight this chapter. You think the Zorro King fight is over? I think we might get similar to what we got with Sanji. You know, we may get a little bit of a epilogue with it at the end of the next chapter. I'm just so surprised that the Queen business is actually done. But yeah, I mean, what a great parallel. You know, we started the year with Luffy. We end the year with the wings. That is totally on purpose. Oda does these things on purpose. Zorro also cut off King's arm. Wait, what? Hold on. I'm not seeing the arm. Yeah, I'm not seeing. I think he's got both of his arms. I don't. If he really did, you know, someone let me know. But I think he's got his arms. Actually, a lot of people are saying that he cut off his arm. I'm not seeing it here though. All right, I'm zooming in. Enhance. Maybe I'll be able to see it better in not the colored version. Let's see. Let me look at the non-colored version. All right, so in the non-colored version, I can see what people think might be his arm getting cut off. I mean, it's possible. It's actually possible. But I think that it's just the black lightning and the white around it to show that to emphasize it. I don't think that it's actually his hand has been cut off. I don't know. We'll need that. I'm gonna have to wait for confirmation on that. I don't know if he's actually got that. But let me see those king faces in the chat, guys, because He may not be, he may not be able to use that much longer. Shout out to Maxo, member for 8 months. My guy said, not sure whether the cops are here for Zorro or everyone's collective sweating over King. Yes, guys, that was the siren soundboard. Shout out to Lucy B. Said Queen flew like the enemies fly in Asterix. I was living for the Team Rocket memes too. I can't believe that. That's one of Sanji's greatest feats with his feet that I've ever seen. Like, this man's about to either land in the water somewhere. Could you imagine if, Vegapunk is actually on those government ships and Sanji just kicked Queen over to where Vegapunk is? And that's how we get our lore dump? I'd be okay with that. Shout out to Lasar for joining the channel. Thank you. And to Marios L, member for 4 months, said, hoping we see more of King. So interested in him right now. Yeah, I want to learn more about the Lunarians. Tropical Island said, King Unmasked figure will be sold out in no time. Yeah. AJ1218, my guy said, King's drip level goes up when his clothes come off. I see how you swing, Randy. And my guy Evo, Warrior 5s, member for 8 months, said, love the chapter. Do you also think it can't be a coincidence that Oda waited until the exact moment Queen went down to start the Germa cover story? That's interesting too. Maybe. Yeah. It depends on what we can learn from a cover story, because we don't normally learn much because there's usually no dialogue, right? And I think to get more information on Mads and everything like that, we need dialogue. That's why I'm really hoping that Vegapunk is on those government ships so that we can get the information from him. Because if Vegapunk, has a whole chapter where it's a lore dump, we'll get everything that we wanted to get from King, and assuming that he was probably Queen, and assuming he was probably, likely involved with the experiments against Kaido, because, he made the fruit from his lineage factor that Momonosuke ate, that he probably, knows it was, involved with all of this King business. I really feel like everything with Queen and King is to set up and hype up Vegapunk. Vegapunk is going to be the one to teach us about Lunarians and more about Mads and like the Germa science. And, potentially with Sanji being that that vessel, like, oh yeah, buddy, you have Lunarian DNA inside of you too. So, but yeah, now that King has been dispatched, Zoro can go back to being packed up and like find Hiyori and get involved with this Orochi business. So, yeah. Speaking of which, new theory video out. We've talked about it a lot here on the channel, but I tried to switch up the presentation a little bit and add some new things. So if you haven't seen it, go check out the Hiyori, the Secret Samurai theory video. It's out now. Hasn't gotten a lot of views compared to when I normally put a theory out. So if you guys missed the notification for it, it's out. Shout out to Brandon King, said Luffy, Blackbeard, and Kaido all found their number 2s captured. That is a very interesting. That is a very interesting note. Yeah, Shiryu was captured, Zorro was captured, and now Arbor was captured. Arbor is like. I don't know. It's like the equivalent of, you know, Drake's real name being Audrey. Like Arbor is like a lame name, right? Oh my god. Dalshetti said, bro, will Vivi join the crew? Yes, you know that's the #1 agenda here. I got videos on it. Nick Can't Snipe said, King and Kaido mirroring when Luffy and Zoro met and he recruited his first mate. Maybe Kaido is someone who had their spirit broken, unlike Luffy. That's interesting. Yeah, and I mean, I saw Brandon King's one before this, but I don't know if Kaido had his spirit broken. I think it's more, you know, like I have my whole Rocks theory video out where I talk about how I think that Rocks is a person who had his spirit broken. And that's, you know, indicative of a lot of Kaido's motivations. But it is potential. There's potential for it. But I think that Kaido actually more than likely is someone that has held on to his beliefs and everything, because he seems unfazed. Like, hey, I just broke out. Hey, Arbor, you want to come with me? We're changing your name though. Morkili said, try reading it as Araberu. Yeah, well, that would be how it's pronounced, right? Galaxy spitting over here. How can Vivi join the crew? She never left. Yes, exactly. Arbor is an Albanian name. Is there anything with Albanians that could tie into Lunarians? Okay, something to look into. Let's see. Very Motivated said, King and Big Cat shop at the same Hot Topic. Yeah. Yeah, these two are boys, right? Bill Papp said, so Oda pretty much confirms that Zoro is going to be involved in the Kaido fight. How? Zoro's about to get packed up again. He's gonna be involved in the Orochi fight. William Joel said, shout out, thanks. Said Kaido and King looking like protagonists on that small flashback. Oda had me almost rooting for them. You know what? Yeah, they you know, it was like a little buddy cop thing. You know, like, hey, little guy, come on, you're gonna be my sidekick now. I gotcha. I'll never let you down. Shout out to Gary Bloodworth said, Foxfire Zorro. Love the content, Randy. Thank you, Gary. Yeah. Watching Kinemon or getting private lessons while everybody was at Whole Cake definitely came in handy. Kaido probably recruited King for the drip. Wismiskery, shout out, said, a bit late. Kaido just became interesting. See, we need more flashbacks to contextualize a lot of these villains these days. You know, not everybody is Crocodile, but Kaido is someone that is so layered, and Oda is really the only one who knows the true story, and getting bits and pieces of it helps. You know. And it's really, and like I've said plenty of times, it's going to be contextualized from however, whatever we learn from Rocks, because I feel like Rocks was Kaido's Shanks. So, he was the apprentice on the crew, and I think that there are things that Rocks knew that a lot of people don't in this world. Could Rocks have been a Lunarian? And that's why King was drawn to Arbor, right? I mean, that would be interesting, because then, because it seems like, I have to go back and reread it, but it seems like Kaido was pretty familiar with the Lunarians, so there might have been one in Rocks. That King is, very familiar with all their abilities. So. Shout out to Rose Zapata. Said Punk Hazard is the lab in the flashback this chapter. Yeah, which I kind of assumed as much. Especially considering that that was Vegapunk's base of operations for a while until Caesar blew it up. So let's see here. Shout out to Huge, member for 5 months. Said Kaido's laugh signifies what season it is. Waro season. That's a good one, man. Worororo. Very motivated said Cat and King sit at the same table at lunchtime and daydream about their slow burn, mutual pining enemies to lovers' fantasies about each other. Oh, God. Shout out to Chrissy. What did Chrissy say? That's loading. Chrissy said, biggest twist of the year. King's hot. Oh, man. The drapery in the background fell. God, do I have to be worried, Chrissy? I need to find a better way to secure that. Chrissy, do you have like a thing for leather that I don't know about? I've never known. Is that why you've been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure so much? Shout out to Dizza, the ghost. Said, Sanji to Queen. Queen, didn't you know Brachiosaurus lose by getting their ass kicked off Onigashima? They're the ultimate dinosaur. Yeah. Who knew that, Brachiosauruses were so light that they could just fly into the stratosphere? I really want to see this man land on the moon and say what's up to Anel. Robin said, King is a Targaryen, white hair, dragon fire. That's a good reference. I like that. Shout out to Nick Can't Snipe. Said, how old do we think Kaido was in the flashback? Early 20s? Maybe the Germa cover story will explain why Jinbei is here. Did you get my other super chat? Did I miss one? Let me see. I'll go back and find. Let me know if I already answered it though. If I didn't, I'll. But how old do we think Kaido was in the flashback? So what did we learn that his age was in the Viewer card? He's like 58, 59 or something. Tropical Island said, spoilers for 1036 will leak super early around next Tuesday. Just a little warning for people. Yeah, so watch out, guys. The chapter will probably leak soon, early as well. When it does, depending on if I'm not busy with the holidays and Mars's birthday or whatever, we'll have a stream at some point to go over that chapter. You know, I might be late to it, though. Let's see. Nick said I answered it. All right. And that Kaido is 59. Yeah, that's what I thought. 58 or 59. So, judging this, did we get King's age? Because I think it would be easier to justify by based off of King, right? Because King looks like he's a teenager. You know, he looks like he's 16, maybe. 16, 17. Is it just me, or does King look like Luffy in the... In this panel where he says, do you really think you'll be able to change the world? Arbor is really looking like Luffy, like the way that Oda draws Luffy. So is, you know, and then with this tattoo and dragon, you know, is dragon a Lunarian? Oh boy. Could just be Oda, you know, drawing people that look the same though. I'm gonna say Kaido's probably about 27 here, maybe 27, 28, and King is probably anywhere between 16 and 19. King is 47. All right, so let's see if my math is right. All right, if I say that King is 59 minus 47. I'm not here to do math, guys. So there's a 12-year age difference between Kaido and King. So if I'm saying that he's like 17 here, then Kaido's about 29. All right, so that's what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna say King is about 17 here, and Kaido's about 29. Shout out to Emil Diaz, said, missed my chat. King's beauty must be distracting. I'll find it. I'll find it. Let's see. Saibi did the math and said that it's about 7 to 10 years after the God Valley incident. That tracks. Lucy B pointing out that Kaido said that he would never sell King out, and he never did. But we've seen Kaido like care about his crew, right? We've seen it. It's you know, he showed a lot of love for Jack. So, oh yeah. Queen was in today's chapter, so I should Queen on the table here. I think that Kaido is like one of the few people that we've actually seen that, similar to Luffy, like cares about the people that he's around, except for his extended crew. Right? I don't think he cares about the gifters or anything like that, but like the people that are like really close to him, yeah. Basic Syphilis, thanks for dropping by. Let's see. King J. The left-hand man, Queen, lost his left hand. The right-hand man, King, lost his right wing. The head of the Beast Pirates, Kaido, is going to lose his head. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be by Zorro. Shout out to Dizza, my guy. Said, what if Kaido had just awakened his devil fruit, and that's why he's excited in the flashback? He let himself be captured and tortured to speed the process up. Well, I think that would require confirmation that torture speeds up the process for that. And what do we know in the story that would make that true? Did they say that about the impelled down awakened Zoans, that they awakened by letting themselves get tortured? Was that a thing? Because I don't remember that. Let's see. Giovanni said, still need how Jack and Queen met Kaido. I'm curious. So Queen, I kind of feel like he had to. I'm actually surprised that we didn't see Queen in this flashback, because like I expected King to be someone that was being experimented on as well as Kaido, and that's how they would have met. So that, another one. But I also expected Queen to have met Kaido, because Queen would have been the one doing the experiments and then got impressed by Kaido, because obviously this is around the same time in my headcanon that Mads would have been working. So it really should have been Queen, King, and Kaido walking out of that place together. Random guy said Kaido got info on Joy Boy from Vegapunk. I think Kaido got info on Joy Boy from Rocks. Evo thinks that they heard that the Minotaurus in Impel Down was tortured, but he's not 100% sure.
Savage.
Dizza said it fits the legend of the Koi. Okay, yeah, well that makes sense. Yeah. Well, that would also be interesting if it was, a situation where, like, I had initially figured out or thought about when what is it? When we learned about Kaido's fruit, I thought that potentially the fruit started as a koi, and then he had to awaken to get to that dragon level. But and then I wanted that to be like a point of contention between Kaido and Momonosuke, because Momonosuke just became a dragon immediately and didn't have to awaken and do that koi step. But at this point, I don't know if that's going to be the case, especially since we learned that the fish fruit is the model Seiryu, the Azure Dragon. So it's just a dragon, from off rip. So it's not necessarily one that started as a koi. It wasn't like the koi fruit. Shout out to Scout. Said, I don't know if Oda's going to go anywhere with it, but there's an interesting parallel with how Kaido and Yamato both had chains on their wrists. Yeah. Well, I mean, Kaido is a dude that, you know, is very familiar with torture and all of this, so... How many times am I going to do this during the stream, guys? I need a new piece of tape. I don't know, Chrissy, if you can find a piece of tape to bring me one, so that stops happening. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely something to that visually. I'd love to see if there's something more to it. Tyler Patterson said they're walking to a young, skinny queen who is waiting with the ship ready, like Mr. Prince Sanji. That would be that would work. We get we get another side of that flashback later on, and we see that like he had already recruited Queen. Let's see. Mr. Pastige said, Randy, you think Queen will land in the flower capital, which will make people look up in the sky and finally notice? No, I think if anything, he's either going to land on the moon with the Nell, or he's going to land on whatever ship Vegapunk is on. That's what I'm thinking. I really do think that Vegapunk is on one of those government ships. Demon Gunner, yeah, you're right. I just put some gaff tape quick. That's what I had around. The poster is haunted. Oh, God. I'm just taking a look back at the chapter. I want to see if there's anything that I missed. See, it's funny that whenever the poster falls, it's always like the side that Zoro's on. Because it's foreshadowing. The poster's foreshadowing that Zoro's about to get packed up again. Shout out to my guy AJ1218. Said if King's recruitment.
It's like the tape. It's like the alien tape thing.
Yeah.
Here. And then you use a scissor. This won't move. That one's pretty good.
All right. Appreciate it.
Bye.
If Queen's recruitment parallels Zoro's, is it safe to assume Queen's recruitment parallels Sanji, which means Jack's recruitment as a fishman parallels Nami? Picture a crying Jack asking Kaido to help him. Icy headcanon. Maybe more like spicy headcanon. Interesting. How can we make... How can we make it seem like Queen's recruitment paralleled Sanji? He gets permission from Vegapunk to become a pirate and then gets down and says, I'll never forget you, thank you, you old scientist geezer. Vegapunk says, don't catch a cold. Lurking Chrissy, yeah. Shout out to 100K Merlot. That's expensive. That's lavish. Next cover story, we'll see unconscious Pedro on one of the Germa ships. Will if P lives on. That would be wild. The only way I see Pedro coming back is if when Big Mom is like fully defeated or whatever, all of the lifespan that she's taken from people over the years goes back, and we just see like a hand come out of the ground, and it's Pedro, and he has 50 more years to live. Is the tree up? Tree's up, yeah. Yeah, we got the tree up. Yeah, we did that a while ago. Lost the chat. There it is. Germa cloning Pedro. Oh god. I want Pedro to stay dead. As much as I love him. As much as I love that dude, he needs to stay dead. Yep. Where is he? Oh, he's coming back. Pedro's coming to Wano, people. Moria at Whole Cake. Okay. Could you imagine there was that great fan chapter, which is like, it was so good it was almost, headcanon for a lot of people. That fan chapter where Katakuri defends Whole Cake from Blackbeard while all this stuff in Wano's going on. If Moria joined up with Blackbeard and was there and then found Pedro's body, that's how we get Pedro back. I mean, that's the only way it would work, is if the Blackbeard pirates went to Whole Cake. We just don't need him to come back. All right, looking back at the chapter here. Queen flying, so good. It's my favorite part of the chapter. The Chuji business. Chuji peace. I just, one thing I do wish is that we just got a little bit, just a little taste of some, Lunarian lore. When Zorro was like, want to tell me about your race? I wish this man was who's who. I wish he just, just started spilling beans. Instead he said, why should I bother? But, I do love this flashback. I need to reread this a couple of times. Gotta have it. Do you see this jacket? Do you see it? Pay my taxes. You can track it. Shout out to my guy, Ty. He said, sorry I'm late, Captain. You're always on time, bro. I'm so conflicted. Please tell me how to feel about this chapter. W's in the chat for my guy. Man. It's a... what exactly are you conflicted about with it? Like, did you not really enjoy the fight? Is all of the Minority Hunter Zorro stuff eating at you? I love that we got a little bit of lore with this Kaido Flashback. That's my second favorite part of the chapter. First favorite part of the chapter is just Queen getting thrown into the stratosphere. That was amazing. I really think that this is a solid Zorro fight chapter. Like, when this is animated, it's gonna be crazy. This could be the best Zorro fight chapter since maybe this might be up there with the Mr. One fight. Mr. One fight is still my favorite fight in the series, but I think this beats Kaku for me. Kaku fight was fun, but I think this one's it took a while to gear up, but now that Oda was like, okay, I can finally do what I want to do with this fight. Oda went off. Ty said it was rushed. You know what? That I can agree with. That's what I can agree with. So from that perspective, yeah, we can talk about it from that perspective. Because it's like, every little bit of it that we were getting wasn't really going anywhere for the most part. Because Oda, unfortunately, likes to write things in a way that he wanted Sanji and Zorro to have their fights win back to back, and he wanted to end the year with it. So that created pacing issues for previous chapters leading up to this moment. So realistically, what I would have loved is all of this stuff with the mask and everything and some fighting. Like, we should have gotten that, at the end of 1033. It should have ended with something there. Then do the Sanji business, then come back, and then we would have, had more, right? So, I mean, at least it was a whole chapter of it. But I wanted more out of both of these fights, to be perfectly honest. I don't want it to drag on forever, but there are things that Oda is holding on to so much lore, right? Stuff with Mads should have come out with Queen. Stuff about Lunarian should have come out with King, but instead, Oda wants to use someone else for that, and that's why I think it's Vegapunk that's going to give us all of that information. And then we're going to be able to come back and have new context for chapters like this. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We get what we get. And I think that there's enough here to kind of theorize and speculate on for a bit. I'm very intrigued by his tattoo, which reminds me of Wiper, reminds me of Dragon. There's a lot of him that looks like Wiper. There's a lot of him that looks like Luffy. And I don't know. I'm rereading this flashback real quick here. This really is such a parallel to Chapter 2. Or was it Chapter 3? When Luffy is... Well, actually, it's Chapter 5, isn't it? When Zorro actually finally, joins Luffy to begin with. I'm the only one who can. That's very interesting. It's really interesting. And his smile, he's almost looking like Roger in that panel when he says, "I'm the only one who can." test subjects have escaped. And if you look there, you know, we were talking about it being Punk Hazard, but if you actually zoom in, you can see the PH on one of the things in the back. So it's definitely Punk Hazard. And it's kind of weird seeing Punk Hazard with trees, guys. That's kind of strange. Yeah, King's done. We could have gotten a little more, but we didn't. Shout out to AJ. It is the issue with Oda trying to end in 5 years. It feels a little like an abridged series of One Piece. Hopefully the anime can do it justice. Yeah, I mean, Oda is trying to end in 5 years. I mean, he's not going to. Mike Tyson tattoo. Arbor Tyson. Mike Arbor. It does look like Tyson's tattoo. I should have read the whole chapter with a lisp. You really think you could change the world? That's me, Mike Tyson. I remember you as a decent swordsman. If you survive me, I'll scar you so bad that you never forget. Yeah. Rit said Kai D.O. says that because he thinks of himself as Joy Boy. I mean, it's possible. Ooh, Evo said in the Discord, we have screenshots. We have a panel during Punk Hazard where we see this exact location. The part is covered with ice, of course, where it's like we see the PH06. Definitely can't wait to see that. Catching up on the chat a little bit. Chin said Mr. One's not handsome enough to be the best fight for Zorro. Blondebeard D Physics said Kaido knows about Lunarians, which implies that they were slaves of the God Valley and Rox wanted to free them, which lines up with my thoughts that Rox was not a bad guy. I truly believe, you know, I said it in my theory. I said that Rox probably wanted to free the slaves. But I'm also curious now if Rox was Lunarian, like I mentioned earlier in the stream. Because Kaido is familiar enough with the Lunarians to understand their strengths, so he has dealt with them before. King is not the first Lunarian that he's met. The familiarity is there. So there's something, there's more to this. There's more to this. And then there's, you know, the whole thing where, you know, like people think that Rox, the silhouette looks like Dragon, and Dragon has a tattoo that's similar to what's going on here with, you know, with Arbor. So if we, you know, end up seeing Rox and he has a tattoo, you know, because he's Lunarian, then that's going to bring further things of like, you know, what's going on with Dragon. And then there was that whole theory that I saw where it's like Dragon is actually the son of Rox and isn't the son of Garp, and that it's Luffy's mother that was the, you know, the relative of Garp. So and I really do like that theory. So shout out Dawn of the World and Grand Line Review for bringing that into the, you know, larger lexicon. Audi Chun said, why did Roger and Garp have to defeat Rocks then? So I go into that in my theory video. You know, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. The Wrong Way to Die, Kaido and Rocks. Basically, I think that Roger and Garp were on the wrong side of everything. And I think that it's something that they wear, and that they didn't realize that they were on the wrong side of everything, protecting the Celestial Dragons until it was too late. And then when they realized that Rocks was actually right, that's when Garp, you know, created his distaste for the Celestial Dragons, and they probably also did something to him. You know, killed someone that meant something to him, and he sort of had to grin and bear it. But I think that there's a rich duality that can be portrayed and played with Rocks if Oda wants to go about it the right way. If he really wants to layer things in and, you know, really muddy the waters and create this thing of who's right and who's wrong, is you have this, you know, Rocks who's going about good things in a radical way, right? And then you would have Garp, who, you know, is contracted to protect the Celestial Dragons or whatever, and I just think that, you know, Rocks, I just imagine a scene where Rocks is trying to explain to Garp and Roger, like, you're protecting the wrong people. Like, I'm the good guy here. I'm trying to do the right thing, and they're just not hearing him because maybe his methods were extreme. But then I think after that, because Roger never went after the One Piece until after God Valley, he never tried to find out the history or learn anything until after God Valley. So I think he was inspired by Rocks. Kitchen up. Interesting. Momo said, I want to see a love story with Kaido. Yamato was born 2 years after the breakout. There was a woman in Kaido's life. It would be dramatic, though. Yeah, if we're going off of what we were saying, yeah, that would wake out, yeah. Vern, my guy, said, on the subject of Russian things, do you think we should expect more of this? Or do you think he just has pressure because Wano is already long? I feel like if not now for Oda to pop off with the fights, then when? Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I don't know how everybody else feels about it. You know, but I mean, there is sort of like a little bit of Wano fatigue. We've been here for a long time. I mean, Onigashima is sort of changing things up, and we've technically only been on Onigashima for a little over a year. But it's still, you know, this larger narrative, and I'm very fatigued with just the storyline of the Kosuke clan, you know, and the samurai, and like I'm ready to be done with that so I can focus on the Straw Hats. You know, I'm ready for that again. And like, you know, I love Kinemon and you know, Momonosuke and everything, but I'm ready to wrap that up because we've been spending a decade on this, you know, more than anything, you know, it's been that. But I'm still enjoying Wano for what it is. I just want more. I want more story, you know, and the fights are great, but like, he's injecting a little bit of story, but that's the thing with Oda, is he always gives you like one answer and 5 questions. And that's why the series never ends. A bunch of super chats. Thanks, guys. Mirror 2548. Glad I caught the stream. Love you. Sorry I haven't been on this. Say what's up to weed.
Savage.
Appreciate you. You know. Oh, I haven't been on Discord. Yeah. Hey, no worry. Appreciate you dropping by. Nonetheless, we're sharing in the you know, the beauty that is One Piece, no matter what. You know, we can criticize and we can talk about things being rushed or taking too long, or you know, but at the end of the day, we all still love it and we're all still here for it. We need our weekly or bi-weekly, or you know, 3 times a monthly injections of One Piece. Vern said, I want to clarify that I trust Oda and Wano. For me, it's top tier. Just scared that more and more will be left by the wayside because of bureaucracy. Yeah, and that's, you know, that is definitely something to worry about, that the editors like kind of push things. And I think that happened with the Oden flashback. I think that Oda was rushed out of the Oden flashback. I think that Oda probably would have stayed there another like 2 or 3 chapters. And part of me wishes he did, just to like get everything out. And I think if he did, we probably would have that much more of an attachment for the scabbards. Because that's I think that's one of my biggest qualms with the arc, is that it's so scabbard focused, but I don't care about all of them. I only care about a select few. And normally Oda does a really great job of like, you know, adding attachments to these characters. And while I do have some sort of an attachment, I just think for the level of focus that they're getting, we should just be way more attached to them. Shout out to my guy Ty. Said, to Evo and Jack's point, rushed may be the wrong word, but face reveal, flashback, King's done, all without Zorro resolving his relationship with Enma seems rushed. Now that's a great point. But what if that is because of, you know, what I've talked about a lot, is that Zorro has to be involved with the Orochi business. So maybe that's where he resolves his relationship with Enma, right? And wouldn't that also track, because Enma is Hiyori's sword? So Hiyori being present, or maybe even contributing to him, you know, getting a better understanding of Enma to begin with. I think that would actually tell a better story. So if Oda is going about it from that perspective, I'm totally on board. If he's going about it from just letting it lie and, you know, leaving us with someone posted about No Way Home, guys. Really, don't talk about Spider-Man in the chat, all right? When Eni's Lobby was going on and Ashura happened, like, we got no answer for what that was. You know, I'm hoping that Oda doesn't do the same thing with Enma here. But maybe that's what's going to happen. I don't know. AJ1218. I don't know if Viz will keep the name Arbor, but in Albanian it means one who lives with eagles, referring to those who live on mountains. Him being a flying fireman from the mountains makes me think that this is intentional. I think that Oda puts a lot of stock into names. I know that when, as a writer myself, I put a lot of stock into names. before I name any sort of character in any script I'm writing, I look up what the name means, or I look up for specific name meanings so that I can have a name that means something. I think Oda does the same thing. And I think that there is certain foreshadowing and things like that that can come from stuff like that as well. Let's see. Very motivated said, for something better to help stick the cloth to the wall. That defeated look just made me laugh. Well, I wasn't using the alien tape properly, so I think it just stuck it the way that it's supposed. I didn't pull the side off that it, you know, I didn't do it the way it's supposed to be done. Now I did it. I don't expect it to fall again. Marcus Wayne said Lunarians or Targaryens have white hair, few exist, and like dragons. Yeah, I mean, I think it was confirmed that Oda was a fan of Game of Thrones. So, I mean, I think that this is probably his way of sort of having some sort of like Targaryen tie into all of this. Shout out to Brandon King, who said Kaido Tama will be king of the pirates. From Mike Tai King. Swing Necklace, there's a theory on Twitter about Wano being the Emerald City. What's your thoughts on that? I'd have to see the theory. I mean, I think that the Emerald City is something that should play a role in the story. You know, I mean, like, I've always loved, you know, the fact that Bellamy brought it up in Jaya. And people, you know, anybody that's ever asked me, like, hey, Randy, like, what, you know, if you could make an arc in One Piece or something like that, what arc would you make? And I always say, like, I would make the Emerald City arc. You know, it's like, it's something that's already been foreshadowed, and, you know, we need something like that. But, to go back to all of the stuff that we were talking about earlier, I mean, I think that a lot of the issues with this is just Oda's, like, almost compulsive desire to have things land at certain pivotal moments, right? Starting the year with Luffy, ending it with Zoro and Sanji, like having that you know, sort of full circle thing going on just as a weekly reader, you know, can be tough. I think the story would be very different if Oda was not weekly, right? I think that we would get things at a maybe even a stronger pace if Oda was working on it seasonally or something like that. Like, I mean, I don't know if any of us would be able to survive, you know, not having One Piece as consistently as we do. But that's just part of what it is. let's see. All right. Seeing a lot of messages deleted. I'm going to assume that it's Spider-Man stuff, and I'm not going to click to read it. Vern said this year has truly been the year of the wings. Zorro and Sanji got so many W's this year, it's insane. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it sort of traveled a lot throughout the community that I was, calling this the year of Sanji as well. And I even got some comments that, that people were saying that it was disingenuous of me to call this the year of Sanji when we already had the year of Sanji, and it, downplayed what the year of Sanji really was about. And it's like, okay, I understand what the year of Sanji was about. All right, I was there. And I'm a defender of the year of Sanji as well. But the thing is that all of that, the year of Sanji was the setup for this. So we're actually getting the culmination of the year of Sanji. Those plot threads that were set up so long ago have finally been, sort of... I don't think that they're fully fleshed out. I think that there's still more to learn about Sanji and everything that's going on inside of him, but we'll learn that either from, another reunion with Judge or with Vegapunk. So... Yamil said he'll die without his One Piece IV drip. Yeah. Tama's Big W is still one of Barry's favorites. Oh yeah. Chin said, Randy, is it possible for One Piece live action Netflix to be released weekly rather than the whole 10 episodes when they release? Has there been anything other than like Hassan Minaj is a news thing? was anything ever released weekly? I mean, I know that Amazon does that with The Boys. Honestly, so I think that Cowboy Bebop would have benefited from being weekly, but I don't think that One Piece would benefit from being weekly, at least not for the first season. I think that you need to binge One Piece because I think you're gonna lose a lot of people if you don't have the whole season right there and allow them to get to Baratier, allow them to get to Arlong Park right away. Because if there has to be a week, like 2 weeks between Orange Town and Sierra Village and then like getting to Baratier, I think viewership is going to drop, and that's an easy way to get canceled. I think the whole season needs to come out right away. And then maybe with season 2, after they've already like established an audience, they could go about that. But I just don't think that that's the Netflix model, because I think Witcher came out now too, and I think that that's the whole season's out. And I really think that that's a show that would probably benefit from being weekly. Scode said Arcane was released a few episodes at a time. That's interesting. I think that allowing episodes to be weekly, gives it opens the door for more conversation, more analysis, more discussion. When you get everything right at once, it just sort of happens and then it passes, and then that's it. I was upset when The Boys did it because I just wanted to watch all of it right away, but then I sort of appreciated it because then, the community was able to meme and do things, and like just absorb it that way. It gives you something to look forward to. Let's see. Year of Sanji 2. Electric Boogaloo. I would call it Fire Boogaloo. Is the plot line of Sanji losing his emotions over? I don't think the plot line of him losing his emotions were... is ever going to be. Sanji's never going to lose his emotions. It's just not going to happen. I've never believed that here. I still don't believe it. So I'm not worried about that. Let's see. Vern said, any predictions for the Germa cover story?
Savage.
Okay. Let's think. Well, this is a good point, actually. Lucy B said, Sanji didn't drool over Osame. Maybe the emotions thing will still be addressed. That's interesting. Yeah. But I think, I think Sanji sort of knows when and when not to do it also. There's just been plenty of times where he's been, in check, even with Nami and Robin. Freet Boogaloo, yeah, that's a good one. All right, predictions for the Germa cover story. All right, so let's I'm gonna see if there's anything in the panel that could give us a clue. So everything's on fire. I'm assuming that this is taking place like shortly after, maybe the following day or a couple hours after Luffy and the crew left. The castle's on fire, but they've turned their tail and run, and they seem to have most of their forces with them. I have a feeling that none of them are dead. What I would really like for this to do is to sort of give us some context on the abilities, on, things with Vegapunk. Could Judge want to reunite with Vegapunk to maybe we could get some context on, on Judge and what, happened to him when he was younger. Because there's obviously something that happened to him that got him very emotional, that he wanted to remove the emotions from his kids. Like, there's a choice that he made in his life that we have not seen yet, that he made with emotion, and he feels like if he didn't have emotions in that moment, he would have made a better choice. So he tried to strip that from his kids. And I don't know what that is or what that could be, but hopefully we can get some context with that. Ultimately, the biggest prediction that I have is, the obvious one, that whatever this cover story is going to do, it's going to position them in the place where Oda needs them for a later return, right? So if they're going to play a role in the final war or something like that, they were a part of the government, and they technically were invited to the reverie, weren't they? So, I mean, I don't know if they were, if it's going to be a situation where they go to Marijoa to try and get back into the graces of the world government or something, and then get caught up with something at the reverie. I don't know, but it's interesting. I think if we get 3 more chapters, probably get a little bit of that. Barry said he looked mad as hell after his fight, but he looked happy that Osame and Chuji were both okay. He's still Sanji. Sure is. Let Sanji take a nap 2022. And he's still got some more stuff to take care of. Morge is rolling right now. What did he say that this chapter negated? Sanji is not getting packed up, Chrissy. I'm sorry. But the Zoropack is definitely coming back. The Hidden Island said, so glad Oda didn't go goofy mode with his design under the mask. You know, that's a good point to make, you know, because that is what you would expect from Oda, right? This guy has a mask on this whole time, and then he just has like a, you know, an Orochi face or a Duval face underneath the mask. No, instead, Oda's trying to use King to set up some sort of future reveal that may involve the Shandians or Luffy or Dragon or something. Vern's got a bounce. He said he'll see everybody in the VOD, and thanks again to everybody for an incredible year. Thank you, my man, for dropping by, for being a part of this year. Thank you to everybody. I think, you know, we gotta, I'm gonna have to do some sort of year-end roundup or something, you know, like, maybe we, I don't know, maybe one of the, either I can make a VOD or we can do another stream at some point where we just kind of share our favorite moments of the year. I definitely want to go back. I said it last week, and I am going to do it. I'm going to make a video where I just run through all of the skits and things that I put in the intros of the videos, and just have that be its own separate video. I think that's going to be something that would be fun. I want to make a Vegapunk / SSG video, but I don't know if that's going to come out before 2022. Yeah, I still want to do some sort of best moments thing, maybe even from different... yeah. Definitely want to do something like that. Shout out to Patrick Fowler, member for 8 months. Thank you, buddy. Said, Germa fleet is going to run into the Straw Hat Grand Fleet at some point. Hope they combine forces to support the Straw Hats versus the world government. Yeah, I mean, I think that when we finally get to the final war, it's really going to be, you know, an infinity, you know, an end game type scenario where everybody is here, you know, because it's got to make Marineford look cute. Ty's got to run too. He said, happy holidays to the best damn YouTube pirate crew in the verse. Appreciate you, my man. Always appreciate you dropping in. Thank you. Happy holidays to you too. Let's see, where are we in the stream? Probably gonna be, yeah, we'll go for another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll probably wrap things up myself. AJ donated to say later time, Merry Christmas. Oh man, goat status, flex status. Emil said his favorite skit was the Tommy was so Sanji. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Queen. Hey, Luffy on your left. Did I watch the full version of the One Piece live action cast video? Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. It was only like an extra 20 seconds or so, but it was cool. Do I think that if Yamato was a willing beast pirate, that they'd be the second strongest on the crew after their dad? I mean, Yamato does have, you know, Conqueror's coding. I think there's definitely something to be said there. I would personally love to see Yamato, like, actually, you know, get a fight that ends with Yamato beating someone. You know, the Kaido stuff was cool, but, you know, I'd love to see Yamato, like, really take somebody out. Barry said, so we're doing OP end of year wrap up stream. I mean, I'm thinking about it. Would you guys want me to do something like that? Maybe even get some guests or something. I am going to be over on Joy Girl's channel tomorrow. She's hosting a charity stream. It's going to be later at night, so I think it's like 8 or 9 EST my time, and then it's going to be done around 11. Grand Line Review is going to be there, and a couple of other people. Should be fun. I will definitely have to do I definitely have to do a stream with Chrissy, and you know, you gotta, because Chrissy and I did a stream, you know, right before Mars was born for Chapter 1000. You know, it was pretty much just me and Chrissy the whole time. My mom is going to be visiting for the holidays, so she can probably watch Mars for a little bit and get Chrissy into a stream, and then we can kind of like replicate that, and you know, maybe that could be the stream for 1036, depending on when it drops. That could be fun. That could be fun. Top 5 chapters, top 5 episodes. Yeah, I mean, we could do something like that. I mean, I think I would have to do a top 10 chapters, to be honest. I think narrowing it down to 5 would be hard. There were a lot of great chapters this year. No, Evo, my mom's not going to join the stream. Let's see. I need the will of unpacking to help him finish. Yeah, I do. And oh god. AJ said heat on feet stream. Randy and Chrissy eat super spicy wings and talk about the hottest moments of the year. Yeah, just me sitting there like, oh shit, what the fuck? Channel my inner Idris Elba. Just a hot one stream. Oh man. Oh yeah, Jump Fest is coming up soon. We can get a note from Oda about what's going to happen 3 years from now. Kip/Seaway says, do I like Bleach? So I watched Bleach weekly when it came out in the early 2000s. But I gave up on it during the Bount arc. Chrissy loves Bleach. I think she watched all of it. I never finished it. My issue with Bleach was that I had issues with the writing, personally. It just... A lot of the fights during the Soul Society arc was like, okay, this is cool, but why? What is this serving the story? So it just... And things were just sort of happening too fast for me. The Bankai business felt needed something before it, and then all of the friends just magically getting powers just to be, you know, part of the show. It seemed like Kubo was making a lot of stuff up on the fly. I don't know if that continued, you know, throughout Bleach, but it was just like, instead of having a clear plan of where he wanted to go, and like, it was just, what would be cool for this week? And that just didn't work for me. The shade. I mean, look, I liked a lot of it. But not enough to continue. Try reading it. The anime's kind of stinky. All right. It's coming back, right? Is it coming back as a manga, or is it just like an anime only thing that's not really affiliated with Kubo? Yeah, like Chad or Hime. Just getting powers. Alright, so Chin just threw some shade. He was like, impressive you reached the Bount arc, because in Naruto you couldn't even finish 0 episodes. Now, granted, Naruto, I think I did watch like 1 to maybe 3 episodes. I know I at least watched the first episode, and I read it in the when Shonen Jump was getting printed in the US. I would read it, and I got up to, I don't even know the characters' names. I'm sorry. Like it was like maybe like chapter 8 or something. It was like probably the first fight that they had. And you know, it was like, it was Kakashi and Naruto, and then they were fighting some dude with like a, you know, thing over his face. I don't know. But the thing is that back then, all right, and I don't know, maybe I need to give Naruto another try. You know, I saw that it worked for Roger because he never watched or read it either, I guess. But the thing is that in the 2000s, and especially in America, it was like you're either a One Piece fan or you're a Naruto fan. And most people were Naruto fans. And I sort of like wore being a One Piece fan as like a badge of honor, and I just like stayed away from Naruto. So, you know, but I tried Bleach. You know, I watched Full Metal Alchemist. I watched... You know, this was all stuff that was like coming out weekly at the time, that like I was like really starting to, you know, get into anime that wasn't just on like Adult Swim or on Toonami or anything. And Full Metal Panic. What was some of the other stuff I watched back then? Gurren Lagann, but that was years later. Yeah. Catching up, catching up, catching up. Lucy B also dropped Bleach about 5 volumes in. Both the anime and the manga are making a comeback for Bleach. Yeah. Pretty sure Chrissy is excited about that. Zabuza, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that was the person's name. Yeah. It was like a super early fight. Fooly Cooly, yeah, FLCL, of course. You know, that was on Adult Swim, saw all 6 episodes of that back in the day. Yu Yu Hakusho, yep, watch that. But that was also on like Toonami and stuff. Geo asked, have I seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Yeah, and actually I watched it during the pandemic. So I watched the original Full Metal Alchemist and finished that when it came out, like when it was airing, and with fan subs and stuff. And then never watched Brotherhood until really just a couple of months ago, or a year ago. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. And yeah, the 2 anime that I watched and like got caught up on during the pandemic was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Finally watched all of that. Really enjoyed it. And then Hunter x Hunter, because I had never seen the Chimera Ant arc, so, and I had never read it. When I was getting into Hunter x Hunter, it was in like Greed Island, and that was like they had like the Greed Island OVA and stuff like that, and like all that was available was the 99. So I had watched that years ago. Dawn Knight 1993 said, "What's up, Randy? Late to the show, but can I get a TLDR of what you thought of the chapter?" I had a lot of fun with it. You know, the King lore was great. Wanted more. Good parallels, you know, to the way that King joined Kaido, to where Zoro joined Luffy. Also to the first chapter of the year being about Luffy, and the last chapter being about Zoro, and the second to last chapter being about Sanji, the wings. It was a great battle. Probably second best Zoro fight in the series. Although I feel like it's missing something, but I'm hoping that the anime will give it that. And, you know, we'll see. Yeah. Careful with the Hunter x Hunter spoilers, because Chrissy still isn't done watching it. But, yes, Gio. Yes. Yeah. Evangelion was very dark. You know, it's like watching an early Darren Aronofsky movie. What? Yeah, give me some guys. Give me some recommendations for like stuff that's out now. Because, like, yes, the only thing I read each week is One Piece. That's it. So, if there's anything in particular that is like kind of close to One Piece or something that like you guys like that you think would be cool, like even if I covered it or something like that, like let me know now. Let me know here in the stream. And of course I reserve the right to, you know, not finish anything if I don't want to, but I do want some recommendations. So all right, seeing Kingdom, seeing Berserk. So I've not seen Kingdom and I've not seen Berserk or read it. AJ said, confession from an anime fan in the 90s, I've never seen Evangelion. So I've never finished Evangelion. So I'm right with you, AJ. It just kind of got really dark. Seeing 2 for Black Clover, seeing Vinland Saga, seeing 3 for, oh no, that's just, read The Wheel of Time. Well, Chrissy wants to watch the show on Amazon, so I mean I could do that. Now Black Clover, that's the one where the kid wants to be the magic king or something, right? It just sounds like it's like the exact thing of One Piece, but it's just magic or something, right? Tower of God. Local Hood Rat said there's a reason Chrissy likes JoJo. So I've been watching a little bit of JoJo when Chrissy has it on. Like I'm not really following it, but it's funny. I like saw the beginning of part 2 or whatever, and the way he dispatches those cops was just savage. I was telling Chrissy, I was like, this is an anime that you like needs to be reacted to, because some of this stuff is just, for lack of a better word, bizarre, right? But it's also funny because Chrissy's watching the dub, right? Not that she doesn't want to watch the sub, but just because it's way funnier with the dub, because they put on all these like wacky accents. So I'm inclined to agree, whereas like I would be like a sub purist. I'm like, I don't know, there's something about this dub. Arby's Wi-Fi said Demon Slayer is overrated. So I didn't finish Demon Slayer. I think I got like 24 episodes in, or 22 episodes, 20 something episodes in. Like I think I got really close to the end, and Chrissy and I just never finished it. I do think that it's overrated. I thought that the animation was like fantastic, but I thought that the story was very fast paced and didn't spend enough time on the things that I wanted it to. So I was a little disappointed with it. I don't know. Haven't seen the movie or anything. At some point, I think I'll finish it. My Hero, I got. Where did I get to with My Hero? I got to where they beat All for One the first time, I guess. And I thought that there was a particular character that should have died, and since the author punked out at the last moment, I was like, I don't know. It kind of lost me there. I think I watched a couple of more episodes, and I just haven't picked it back up. Arcane's a good 9-episode binge. Am I going to do a No Way Home review? Do people want me to? I'm going to see it after the stream. I mean, you know, don't watch it until you've seen the movie. But I could do something. I like that. AJ said Demon Slayer is a great anime adaptation of a decent manga. Alright. Because, like, here's my thing, guys. Like, the thing that I really love about One Piece is the extensiveness of the lore. The themes that are in it really just, like, they just really work for me. So, you know, that's sort of what I want when I'm, like, getting into an... I mean, you know, not everything needs to be One Piece or needs to be close to it, but I can... It's just... It bothers me when, you know, a shonen series is... not checking a lot of boxes for me. You know, like, One Piece is, like, I can sit here and I can analyze One Piece and I can get, like, you know, like, it makes me use my brain, you know what I'm saying? And then there's, like, some things that are just mindless and fluff, and I mean, like, that's cool too, you know, but I you know, I really like the stuff that's, you know, I want to be able to analyze, I want to be able to make theories and stuff, and, like, really get involved with the show, you know. Hunter x Hunter also is, you know, very much like that. Have I watched any Ghibli movies? Yeah, I have. I've seen Spirited Away. I've seen My Neighbor Totoro a lot recently, because I play them. Chrissy and I, we play them for our son, and he loves them. He loves them. Howl's Moving Castle. He doesn't like all of them. He didn't care for Ponyo, but neither did I. Berserk and One Piece have the best story and world building. Then, you know, I mean, I can get into Berserk, but I'd like to do something that's, like, still going on. Unfortunately, Berserk is not. Because I'd like to get something where it's like I want to add something else into the weekly rotation that people would be interested in. I was saving that bacon. I was saving it. It's my my favorite Will Smith line, and I thought about it because of what Barry said here. She wants all of the bacon to burn. Well, some people like crispy bacon. Raleigh Savage said, and unfortunately Hunter x Hunter is not too. Yeah, if it was, I would totally be doing Hunter x Hunter content. Kingdom comes out weekly with less breaks than One Piece. All right. Let's see. All right. This is a lot of stuff to take in, to consider. I might do a poll. Maybe I'll do like a community poll or something. I can also do a poll here. So we can do a poll here, and then I'll do a community poll also. So I saw a lot of people saying Black Clover, Berserk, Kingdom, and there's a poll. Let's see. What do I think of King potentially being an ally? Well, I mean, a lot of enemies become allies in one way or another, but I think it would take a long time for that to happen. I think that there would have to be some sort of showing of Luffy saving other Lunarians and then King having sort of like a begrudging respect for that. That's sort of where I see that. I don't see him becoming an ally immediately. The only person in the crew that I could see becoming an ally of Kaido's crew that isn't already would be some of the Toby Roppo members. You know, maybe Sasaki, based off of the friendship that he has with Denjiro. I would love for him to be Kokoro's son. You know, still on that agenda, but you know, we'll see what happens with that. And let's see. Vote for like the stream. Yeah, like the stream, guys. Oh, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. All right, you know, trying to hit 20K before the end of the year. And I only have like, I don't know, like 10 days left or something. 2 weeks, something. I'm not here to do math. I don't even know what day today is. All right, so this is interesting. So we got 51 votes in so far. Berserk is winning. I probably shouldn't have put Berserk because I wanted something that is continuing. I mean, it's good reference for like. You guys want me to just read it. I mean, I do want to get to it at some point. A lot of votes for Black Clover. Black Clover's in second place right now. Kingdom's in third. My Hero is in last place with 11%. Chrissy says, my vote is Berserk because I've always wanted to read it myself. Seeing some Jujutsu Kaisens. I did watch 1 or 2 episodes of the anime so far. It didn't grab me immediately, but I mean, I do need to give it more of a shot. It sometimes takes a little bit of time for me to get into things that feel like they're sort of dancing within the occult. So... And we will... All right, ended the poll. Berserk 38%, Black Clover 29%, Kingdom 22%, My Hero 9%. Some people are saying against black hole. So there are people for it and people against it. So it seems like it's very mixed in here. I want to do a poll that has more choices. Being limited to 4 doesn't really help. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun, guys. I think if there are any last questions or anything, like, by all means, that or anything else that we want to talk about in regards to chapter 1035, get that out here. What is next week? Let's see. Okay, so next weekend is Christmas. Christmas Eve on the 24th, and so I'm not even going to be around. So there's not going to be a Christmas stream. There's not going to be a stream next weekend. But maybe I can figure out something, and maybe we'll stream on like Wednesday or something, and we can talk about best moments or something, or if there's something to talk about. Like the 22nd or that following week. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But definitely there's not going to be any stream on Friday or Saturday next week. But I do want to do a stream where we all sort of share our favorite moments of the year. And maybe by the end of it have like a comprehensive list of some of the best moments. I think that would be kind of fun. And but maybe I'll wait until after Christmas for that stream and try and get a guest. So then maybe I'll think of something else to do in the middle of next week. Share your ideas in the comments, in the Discord, different things. I do kind of expect the next chapter to come out before the end of the year, though, because that's normally what happens. But I want everybody to have a great holiday, all right? And we'll have more streams before the end of the year. But if everybody, is having vacations or doing things like that and can't attend, and they're not going to be back around until the new year. Thank you for hanging out, and have a good New Year. Have a good Christmas. Chrissy thinks a stream on the 22nd is good, so we'll probably do something that day. One last look at the chat here. Predictions. Yeah. Emil said I missed his first super chat, so let me go back and try and find that. Sorry, Emil. So predictions for 1036. Yeah, because we have not talked about this yet. Where could we go? Where could we go from here? I think now that we've finished these fights, I think it's only right that we catch up a little bit with Luffy and Kaido. I don't think that we're going to... I don't think we're going to spend an entire chapter on it. I think there's a lot of stuff elsewhere that we need to catch up on as well. I think that we need to move forward with a couple other plot lines. So I think that we could get something like a couple of pages of Luffy and Kaido, and then catch up with some of the other Straw Hats and see where they're going, and then sort of understand what's going on. I would love for Zorro to, you know, find his way to Hiyori. I want some more with Hiyori and Orochi. I don't know if we're gonna get that, but it is possible. It is possible. And let me find Yamil's. Is this the super chat? Will Sanji stop being Mr. Prince and become Mr. King? No, that was from a different stream. Let's see. Yamil, I'm not I'm like actually in the YouTube studio and I can see all of the super chats. I don't know if what you sent went through, because there's the only super chat I have is the one that says "Miss my chat. King's beauty must be distracting." And then the next super chat from you was last week, about adapting different episodes in the live action. Sorry, brother, I can't find it. What'd you say? I mean, I'm looking. Shout out to Gavin Vales, who said, "Sorry, Randy, missed the beginning of the stream. I was too busy falling in love with Arbor." So were a lot of people. Apparently, so was Chrissy. So, it's a conversation to be had there. So, let's see. Yep. Chrissy said it here. Next week is, well, not next week. It's actually 2 weeks from yesterday. Will be Marshall's first birthday. Big Mars. Siddhartha asked a question. Katakuri has awakening. Why hasn't King shown any signs of awakening? I mean, there is a possibility that King's not, finished. You know, that he gets back up and he is awakened. I mean, if anybody in the crew is going to be awakened, I would certainly hope that it was King. But we have not seen yet an awakened Zoan that is conscious, knows what it's going to be a new thing, and Oda might be saving that for Kaido. So that's sort of an interesting thing there. If that is the case, suddenly after we see Kaido's awakening and we understand what this is, then Oda might backtrack and bring back some of these other Zoans in their awakened forms. Shout out to Magdeal, who said, do you think Luffy will ever go back to Impel Down to get Bon Clay out? I think Luffy would first have to know that Bon Clay is alive, because I think Luffy thinks that Bon Clay is dead, that Bon Clay actually sacrificed himself. I think if we ever have a reason to go back to Impel Down, if Boa ends up there or something, I think that Luffy would probably want to go back there. But I think Boa's going to go to marry Joa. It really depends. It depends. I kind of think that's, you know, I mean, it would be pretty interesting if, like, the event that shakes up the world that the Grand Fleet is responsible for is that they go to Impel Down themselves without Luffy and are responsible for breaking out a lot of people, because either they know that Sabo goes there and, you know, they don't want a recreation of Marineford or something, and then that, you know, is the great event that Oda was talking about in that Oda box at the end of chapter 800 or whatever it was. Oh, it was one of those member chats. So, fun fact, the member chat, those ones that come with being a member, I can only see them in the stream, and if I miss it, I can't go back. There's no way for me to see. I would have to rewind the stream myself and go back and see it. So I'm sorry, Emil. I missed it. I'm gonna have to go back and find it in the actual, like, VOD. I'm sorry, man. Andrew Rawson said, "What up, Wandy? What's up, Landrew?" Let's see. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap things up here. This was a fun stream. This was the last official chapter of the year. It has been an amazing year with all of you, with all of YouTube, and I am gonna see Spider-Man in 2 hours or so. I'm very excited. Some people expressed that they wanted to hear my thoughts on it, so I may record a review and put that out. I do plan to do other streams before the end of the year, some sort of best moments stream, and potentially, if we do get the leak for 1036, we'll do something for that as well. It's an exciting time. The holidays are here. I hope to see you guys in the other streams, but, you know, I know it's the holidays and people are traveling and doing things, so it's, you know, so don't feel obligated. Spend time with your family. All right, I'm going to be doing it myself. That's why I'm going to be doing streams on days when I'm not with family. Yeah, this was great. We ended the year on a good chapter. We're going to start the next year on another good chapter, and technically this isn't the last chapter of the year. It never is. Thank you, Gio. He said, Randy with solid channel growth, almost 20K. Yeah. What did I start the year with? I don't even think I was at 10K when the year started. Might have been around like 7 or 8, something. Maybe 5. I can't remember. It's great. I'd love to hit 20K before the end of the year, but I mean, I need like 1,100 people. So I don't know. Yep. AJ, yes, Hiyori needs to be a kick-ass samurai girl. I agree. Again, if you guys had missed it, I did put out a new video talking about Hiyori and different things, and, you know, special guest Shia LaBeouf rejoined the video. It's a fun skit at the end of that one, and I'll see you guys when I see you, and happy holidays. All right, later, everybody.